Okay, what's up? It's me, Salish. I think I'm gonna start a reality TV show, and I don't really know where to start. Okay, so for these first few episodes, I'm gonna be finding my way. I don't know, do I like the black? Do I like the gray? I really want a pink background, but like, I don't like it. Back to where we started. I'm Salisha Thomas Weiss. You know, at the time of filming this right now, we are closing Once Upon a One More Time this week. I was covering 12 roles and was going on all the time. Right before coming into this building right now to do my little setup and all the things, I ran into a woman downstairs at the elevator, and she said, "Salisha, are you You're Salisha?" And I said, "Yes." I'm like, she's like, "I'm Mariah Little." I'm like, "Oh, you're going on tour with The Wiz." She said, "Yes, I am." And she told me that she is swinging for the first time ever, and that she has been watching my journey with Once Upon a One More Time, and that it is inspiring and encouraging her, which is a really great reminder, because being in the thick of it, it feels nuts. It has felt nuts. I have never swung before in my life. And for those who don't know what that means, it means here is the cast on stage every day. If anybody is out, somebody has COVID, somebody broke an ankle, somebody lost their voice, the swing goes on, or the understudy goes on. That was my job for 12 people. When we did our out-of-town tryout in DC, I think I just thought like, okay, I got in a show, woohoo! Hopefully I'm never needed. Then when we transferred to Broadway, I realized, okay, this show is open-ended, so I can't hope to never go on. It is inevitable. Okay, we started our run here on Broadway for Once Upon a One More Time, and a lot of things were happening. People ask me all the time, why were you on so much, Salisha? Why were people calling out so much? Let me tell you, a lot of things were happening, okay, across the board. And maybe it will reveal itself here, but it's a mystery to all of us. What happened in the marquee? A lot happened, but there was one night where I'd been on for a lot of consecutive shows, which, by the way, I think by the end of this run, I will have taken the stage 68 times out of 123 performances. This one particular night, I had been on stage the last couple weeks, like straight, and I finally had a night off. I was in the dressing room. I was like, I'm not watching this show tonight. I'm not listening to the show tonight. I am going to shop for stationery on my iPad and just have my afro out and eat popcorn and just relax. That was my plan. I had my feet on my dressing station. You couldn't tell me nothing, okay? And while I was sitting there, I got a text from stage management that said, "Hey, you might need to put pin curls on. We're gonna check in after the next song. Just get ready for snow. Play snow just in case." Just in case. I know how this game goes. Obviously, no one is gonna call out in the middle of the first act. If anything, it will be at intermission, if anything. I'm not stressing about this. This is my night off. But I did get up right away and I started my afro. I started putting it in pin curls. I put glue on my lashes and I just had them there, sitting there, and I was touching up my makeup. A wardrobe comes into the room. She's holding the Snow White costume. I'm like, oh, hey, Lisa. You don't have to hold that. You can just set it there. I'll get to it. She doesn't say anything. She's just holding the costume and just standing there like, I'm like, girl, what are you doing? And then there's a knock on the door, and it's Anna, the stage manager, one of the stage managers, and she goes, how you doing? I'm just like touching up my makeup, putting on lipstick. I'm like, I could be ready in like 5 minutes. And she doesn't say anything. And I look at this bitch, and she's looking at me like this. And I'm like, oh my God. We're doing this. Lisa puts the costume on me as fast as possible. I grab my wet lashes and I run down the hallway. Like I am sprinting. Also, while it's happening, I can hear the song that's going on. There's no harmony. The girls are singing in unison. That never happens. The harmony is gone. I'm like, okay, this is happening now. It's right before Snow White's big song, Bottom of My Broken Heart, which I'm like, shoot, she can't sing it today, can I? Warming up while I'm running down the stairwell. I go straight into the hair room. I'm sitting in the chair. I have 2 people putting my microphone and my wig on, and all I feel are hands like this. Like their hands are shaking. They are moving so fast as they can to pin the wig, to pin the microphone, to do everything, and I'm just sitting there like, we're all freaking out right now. Salisha, you need to pull yourself together and do your job. I have the costume on, I have my wig on, the microphone on, my lashes are, one is literally right below my eyebrow. And I got the other one kind of close to my eye. And as soon as I have it on, I leave the room. I cross paths with Aisha. She goes, I'm so sorry, girl. We hug each other. I said, do not worry. Take care of yourself. And I run down the stairs. And within, you guys, this happened all within 7 minutes of that first text message. Within 7 minutes, I have on the full costume and a green cape pulled over my head. One person makes eyes with me from who's on stage, and she sees me in the wings and she goes, and she taps the guy next to her, and they both look at me in the wing like, what is happening? And without stopping the show, in the middle of the first act, I walk on into the next scene. Like, Aisha walked off, I walked on, and I'm there. I'm next to Justin. I'm looking at Briga. Briga, who is Cinderella, is looking at me like, oh my gosh. And I think she did know. She knew Justin, who plays Prince Charming, he knew. And we're just looking at each other like, yep, this is happening right now. And you know, I thought about it in that moment, how within 10 minutes before, I was sitting in a dark room with my feet up with a full afro, with my iPad, so relaxed, and now I'm on Broadway, on the stage, with all of these lights, in full costume, with the most jacked up lashes you could ever see, halfway warmed up, and I'm happy that I had gone on in the role the weekend prior. And so I had touched it. It was not my first time in the play. That would have been catastrophic if this had happened like this, but it didn't. And we do the rest of the play. My cast, when I looked at them on stage, they were just like this. And I was like, this poor audience, they're asking themselves right now, am I racist? Or is that it? I feel like that's a different girl, but I'm really not sure because I don't know. And I'm like, I know they know something's different, but they might not know exactly what. And finally, at intermission, they did make an announcement. The role of yada, 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 yada is now by yada, 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 yada. And we did the rest of the show. And I'm not gonna lie, that was probably the most grounded show I had had to date, especially in that role. I think because I didn't have the luxury of freaking out, because everybody around me was like, oh my gosh.
Got a little bump today.